Hello, and welcome. You're watching Surging Ahead. My name is Brett, and today we're going to be talking about the Tesla full self-driving program and what is going on with all of the news stories about them only intending to deliver level 2 autonomy. So you may have seen several stories, multiple outlets, all reporting that Tesla admits full self-driving will never be fully autonomous. This all comes from some queries done by plainsight.org requesting email correspondence between Tesla and the NHTSA, a government agency responsible for monitoring and regulating safety on the highways. So what this is really about is Tesla wrote in their correspondence to them that the city streets beta is only ever intended to be a level 2 solution. They then go on to say that should Tesla ever make a level 3 or higher solution, they will work with the NHTSA to make sure that they comply with all government regulations. So what's this all about? Did Tesla just admit that full self-driving will never be fully autonomous? I mean, the devil's in the details. They never say that. They never say full self-driving is never intended to be anything above a level 2 solution. They say the city streets beta is never intended to be anything above a level 2 solution. And they go on to talk about how they're actually, if they were to develop level 3 or higher solutions, they would work to make sure they comply with regulators. So what is that, why the distinction there? What makes that specifically different? Well, first off, if we talk about the SAE levels, SAE level 2, which is what Tesla is currently saying their program is, requires that a driver be alert, attentive, and in this case, hands on the wheel to be able to respond to anything the car cannot handle. Which, if you've watched the videos of this program, seems smart because the car does not handle everything. Well, what is level 5 and what does that matter? Well, level 5 would require that the car be able to respond to all circumstances. But this beta is only city streets, and that's not entirely correct. It also works on rural roads, basically any street that is not an interstate is where this would be working. When you hit the interstate traffic system, it flips over to traditional autopilot currently. When you hit parking lots, it's really not programmed to do that. So, in and of itself, this solution, the city streets beta, could never be level 5. It could technically be level 4, in which case the car would pull over and say, hey, I need your attention, take over, we're in a parking lot. Where are they going to pull over in the middle of the road? That doesn't seem right. It could be level 3, where the driver has to be actively engaged there, and it says, hey, we're hitting a parking lot, take over. Sure. But I think specifically the reason level 3 is not being sought after here is if you're a level 3 driving program, in California, you have to report every single disengagement. So if Tesla were to bring this forward as level 3, every time the car disengaged, they would have to report that. Their competitors have to comply with this as well. But the big difference is all of their competitors, the Waymos, the Cruises, the Zooks, it doesn't matter which one, almost all of them are using geo-fenced areas that require high-definition maps, which they have driven millions of times before they ever encounter that area, and they can have a relatively high level of confidence that that vehicle will be able to drive it. Tesla is not operating under those circumstances. with their beta, it can drive anywhere. It doesn't matter if a Tesla has ever been there before or if it's ever been mapped. Now, it might do a better job if Teslas have driven there before and if they're high quality maps, but it doesn't require it. So Teslas are encountering just a ton of different variables that none of these other organizations are. They're trying a true general intelligence type of AI to tackle full self-driving. And because of that, and because they are truly tackling unknown areas where everybody else was, if they were to publish these numbers, they would look terrible. In addition to that, if they were to be higher levels of full self-driving, they would expose themselves to more liability from accidents. So if someone got in a car crash and it's level 2, well, you're still required to be driving. You're operating the vehicle, the car is assisting you, but it's an active safety measure, and you are still ultimately responsible for everything that happens. Now, would that play out in a court case? I don't know, but there's a lot more to hide behind on a level 2 than there is on a level 3 or above. Additionally, there's a lot less regulation, such as we just talked about, on the requirement to report. So it is in Tesla's best interest for their testing phases to be classified as level 2. Okay, but then what about the language? Why say that this solution is only ever required to be level 2 and you never intended for it to go further? Well, once again, they don't want to invite that regulation, and it's true. They don't intend for this particular beta to ever go any further. It is my personal opinion that they do in fact intend for full self-driving to at some point in time be what they say, full self-driving. And there's multiple reasons for me to have that belief. The first and biggest is they have told their investors that their cars will all be capable of being robotaxis. That doesn't happen if you only ever intend on your vehicles being level 2. So, could they be lying? Absolutely. But that sure seems like a bet the company kind of bet for quick gains, knowing it will send you out of business. It just doesn't seem smart. It seems like a very, very dumb move. And could they be doing it? Sure. But it just doesn't... There's no reason you would do that. It seems beyond stupid. So that's my first point, is they've been telling investors. They've also been leading customers to believe that it will be level 5 or above. Now, if you read the fine print of your full self-driving agreement with Tesla, I'm sure they are in no way legally obligated to ever provide level 5 full self-driving. But I think they'd be in a lot of lawsuits if they were explicitly never planning on making it above level 2, and I just don't think that it makes a lot of sense for that. Additionally, you could change your offering to be a level 2 only kind of thing for all future covered people, and just because of the scale they're at now compared to the scale they plan on being at in the near future, it would just make far more sense to make sure that you deliver to your current customers instead of risking the anger and the lawsuits. Now, all of this to be said, that doesn't mean Tesla will be successful. I think they believe that they will deliver level 5. I think they will deliver at least level 3, probably level 4. The semantics around level 5 make me question if anybody will ever be able to be level 5. I'm not even sure I'm level 5 full self-driving. There's certain circumstances I just will not drive the vehicle in because I know it's a really bad idea. Not many. I live in the Midwest. It snows here. I don't have a particular issue driving in most snowstorms. But there are certain conditions where I'm not going to drive a car. And I think that will also be the case with any computer driving system where they will just have to recognize, hey, I can't drive now, and so I'm not going to. Anyway, the SAE levels can be a little confusing, and there's a lot of debate on what they actually mean. But suffice it to say, I think Tesla thinks they will get there. Doesn't mean they will. I prefer their approach. I think it's very intelligent. I think it's the only way you're ever going to be able to serve all audiences. But I don't think your Waymos of the world, I don't think they plan on serving everybody. at least not for a very long time. They're perfectly content to just operate in large metropolitan areas with high population densities because it's easier to make a profit. Um, and their solutions theoretically will be quicker to achieve that ability in those kinds of areas, which has been shown since you can, in some very, very small areas right now, summon a robotaxi from a Waymo and have it drive you somewhere else. You still cannot do that with a Tesla. Um, anyway, tell me what you think. If you disagree, if you agree, if you like my coverage. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Brett with Surging Ahead. Thanks again. I'm out.